First off, congratulations to you both. Starting off with you, Coach, what was your game plan coming into today's championship?
To take away Harris, to take away Harris, and to take away Harris. Just because, from the standpoint of, I think 90 of his 110 shots in conference were from three. And when I say that, is just not allowing. He's very good at understanding space, and especially in transition with the flow of the defense, of finding opportunities to get shots. So our rule was to pick him up just over half court, and hopefully not have him beat us. And then, of course, Syed goes nuts on us, and then we have to make a counter adjustment. They're a very difficult matchup because they shoot the ball so well. And on top of that, you factor in Johnson and Sneed, who are very, very good at getting to the rim. So they space you out. And then one of our weaknesses is we're not a super deep team. So attrition and conditioning is a challenge, and foul trouble. So we had to roll the dice a little bit, but taking Harris out of the game as best we could, because he also shoots it at 47%, is a challenge.
With the championship on the line, how did your preparation change to match the intensity of today's environment?
Yeah, I mean, I think like having those two playoff games against Marywood and Marymount, it's just our goal was to go 3-0 and not to look ahead, but like, all right, let's go 1-0. We accomplished that, and then we weren't looking ahead to the Gwinnett Centenary game. We were just whatever was in front of us, we just tried to the task at hand and tried to accomplish that. And then we did the same thing at Marymount. We were down 14 at half, and we were able to come back. And during that second half of that game, I told the guys there was just a different look that they had halfway through that second half, where they were understanding assignments, they were communicating, they were coming up with 50-50 balls, they were making shots, but more importantly, they were getting defensive stops. We're a very good defensive team, and we're a good rebounding team, and if we can make shots, we can be a matchup problem for some people, but just as easily, if we're not guarding, it can go south real quick for us.
What moment from today will stick with you the most?
I just think like, watching the guys celebrate and enjoying that. Like I tell these guys, it's not an ego trip for me. Like it's what I've learned from as a player through coaches like Bill Hurry and Fran Dunphy, and all I try to do is pass that stuff down. Like prepare yourself, work hard, don't cheat yourself, don't cheat the team, and when you come into work, just come into work. So just being genuinely happy for these guys, because as a player, I look back on that experience to get to the Division I tournament, and it was just a culmination of all the hard work and sacrifices, not only they make, but also their families. So that was pretty cool.
And then a couple questions for you, DJ. What was going through your mind during the final minutes of today's championship?
Just having to put the trust in your teammates. Obviously, I found out the game, so just watching it from the sideline, never had a doubt in my mind, but obviously a little bit of nerves, but obviously big shout out to Dante DePriest, Eric Salata. You know, they stepped up big time for us, and that's what it takes to win a championship. You need every man on your roster.
And then following up with your shout out to your teammates, how did team chemistry help you handle the pressure today?
I would say not just today, but throughout this whole week. I would say just how we've been bonding over the second half of the whole season. Obviously, Coach mentioned me and Jason Love just now getting back into the lineup. So we're just now starting to click on a chemistry level. So just this week alone, I feel as though it's been able to show a lot more than what Coach has been preaching to us, just to stay level-headed and just trust in the process.
Would you say all that helped you prepare for today's match?
Absolutely. I would say our preparation into how we prepared this past week, I would say that plays a big role in why we are champions today.
Thank you both, and again, congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you.